Hi, good people. I'm sure you're very well. In this video, I want to share with you 14 escape routes or solutions that you can pursue if your child is refusing to go to school. I gave in video 1, my earlier video, we discussed 10 signs that your child may be planning not to go to school. So if you are in that situation, if your child has shown the signs that we discussed in video number 1, what can you do? You can do 14 things. There are 14 things that you can do, maybe amongst many others. Number 1, listen with keenness. Let your child see that you are interested. The more you show them that you are interested, the less they will pursue their evil plans. Because they will see, I think my dad is taking this thing so serious, yet they know deep in their souls it may not be serious. Why I say that you listen with keenness to see whether the grievances are in any way intelligible, it is because your child may be having some point, only that they do not know how to raise their grievances. Whatever the case, please listen. Number 2, do not fight the child. Don't beat them. In fact, the reason why they are taking you round and round, it is because they want you to beat them, so that now they will know the reason why they do not want to go to school, because they will say you want even to kill them. There are some kids who will even involve police or other people because their mother or their dad want to kill them. Instead of now dealing with the problem that was there earlier, what happens? What happens? Now we start cajoling the girl or the son. I am sorry, I didn't intend to hit you that hard. At that point, when you start apologizing because of what you have done in terms of beating them, my dear mom, my dear dad, you have lost the battle. Kaput. Number 3, do not fight as parents. Please don't. And this is the saddest part for our parents, almost everywhere. When kids are headed south, many a times blame game starts and parents start fighting. Please don't fight, because if you fight, you will lose focus. Remember, in the context of what we are discussing, the child is strategically planning not to go to school. Strategically. There is nothing that is there that they want to talk about. It is a strategy. So you cannot solve their pettiness by again fighting each other unless you don't want to solve any problem. Number 4, do not, please do not praise the other kids who are doing well in school, or maybe those who already have accepted the path in front of this wayward child. Please don't tell them, can't you be like your sisters? They go to school, they are doing their best. What type of a child are you? Don't do that. Because remember, your child may be having issues of low self-esteem. And if they are fighting esteem because of whatever they are, chances are now you might make things even worse. Now remember, remember, there is an aspect that I would want us to consider. And I'll talk about it in this country because this is where I know a few things. Maybe you wanted your child to be in a certain school. Sorry. And maybe you corrupted your way to that school because of your position in the society. Maybe you are a senior government officer. Maybe you are a senior medic or a senior academician, and you wanted your school, your child to be in a certain school, and you knew from the beginning your child is not a performer. And therefore, since they went to that school, they have been battling esteem issues because the competition is too high for them. If that could be what happened, you need to be more wise. Already you know you have a child who is misplaced. Your ego could not allow your son to go to a school where they could compete fairly. Your ego could not allow your daughter to go to a school where they could have competed fairly. But you placed them in a high-end school. And you said, doesn't matter how much they charge us, we will pay the school fees, we have money. The issue is not the money you have. The point here is, can your son fit? Can your daughter fit? If that is the case, then please don't compare them. Compare your child with the others. The others may be properly placed. Your son or your daughter could be misplaced. And your daughter could be pushing your dream. They are in a school of your choice, not of their performance. Please understand that. Every child has a certain standard. And that is why I'll tell you, later, especially in this country, you will appreciate CBC. Because we have been so much glued to grades to the extent that we think that our children are robots. So, what do we want? We want to hear a child in a big school long time ago, and I thank God that thing ended. Long time ago, parents used to buy grades for their children. Buying. How many A's do you want? You pay for the A's in this country. I hope you don't live in Amazon forest. That thing ended, or so I hope. So, whatever the struggle is with your child, do not tell them about others. Remember also giving them the benefit of doubt. Whatever their grievances may be, it could be true. Maybe they are going through something. And maybe, just maybe, number 5. Do not go to school to fight teachers. Please don't. Don't do that. Don't go to school to fight teachers. In fact, let me even say this, although I know I may say it at some point on its own. Even when there is a genuine grievance and the teacher may be on the wrong, there is a way that you deal with that problem. You don't go there to fight teachers simply because your daughter told you that the teachers are rude. Simply because your son told you the teachers are always suspicious of his waywardness or his ways. Simply because your child told you the teachers are not friendly. The teachers are not in school to befriend your children. They are in school to teach and to form your children. And in the course of their teaching and formation, some of your kids may not like them, especially if you have a son or a daughter who is pathologically lazy. Get the point? I hope you do. Number 6, refuse. Refuse to be manipulated. Let me tell you, these children can be very cunning. Some will even pull a suicide card. And girls do this like all the time. All the time. In fact, girls kill themselves more than boys do. Of course, there is an unwritten rule, and I say this professionally. When your daughter writes a suicide note in school, And this is the third suicide note. This could be some future deals in their mind. Let me say this, and I hope nobody takes it out of context. And even if you do, after all, I don't care, because I have told you the truth. That you can take a suicide note seriously if it is coming from a boy, no matter the age. Psychologists will tell you the truth. This is as true as it is. And if you don't know, talk to the principals and deputy principals. Some of them will tell you that they have children who have written 20 suicide notes, and they are the most healthy students, and they left the school with the good grades, and they have never died, and they'll never die, and they were not dying anyway. So do not be manipulated. Don't just get a letter. And you know what they do is that they write a suicide note if they are at home, and then they'll drop it somewhere that a very strategic place. They know that you'll see it. And then from there you start running helter-skelter. My daughter is killing herself. We have to get her out of that school. No, that is manipulation. Girls will manipulate you through suicide notes. If you didn't know, please know. Please know. Please know. Please know. Ask the teachers. They'll tell you. Some of the teachers, if not all of them, know your children more than you do. Ask me, I will tell you. I have been in those classes. Number 7 could be one of my best. Unless there is a very compelling reason, please do not transfer that child. Please don't. Unless even you didn't like that school from the beginning. You know, we have cases where the children are in the school which was chosen by their dads against the will of their mothers, or vice versa. Unless you are in that situation, in which case you are trying to fix a problem that was there 2 years ago, please don't transfer a child who is dramatizing their problem. Because chances are they want a new environment. And some of them who want a new environment is because they are silent criminals. Now they have been discovered. They want to run and hide their footprints. And I can tell you, if you transfer a child once, and you transfer them for the second time, there is 85% likelihood that you will transfer them for the third time. And if you are not very strong, the fourth time. I want to say it yet again. If you have transferred your child the first time, and you did it the second time, and for whatever reasons you thought that you are done, today I tell you this as an expert in those areas. There is 85% likelihood that another transfer is loading. And you will transfer them at 0 option because you did set the precedence. So you can't say anything. You started. Please, unless there is nothing you can do, do not transfer that child. Please don't, please don't, please don't. Number 8, whatever stand you take, be consistent. If after listening and listening you said no, stay with the no. If yours is a yes, consistently say yes. If you say no, consistently say no. Our children are so clever. They will know when you are hip hopping in terms of your decisions. So if you have decided it's a no, die with that. Number 9, consult the teachers. Every time your children give you some of these funny grievances, consult the teachers. I'll tell you this for as long as it will take, that our teachers know the children we sired more than we do. The teachers can tell you the behaviors of your daughter that you have never seen or even heard or even imagined, or your son. So when you hear what they are saying, go to the teachers. And I want you to ask yourself logically, how comes that your daughter being one out of 1,900 girls, she is the only one who has a problem with the structures of the school? How now? How do you explain that your daughter, out of 2,000 girls and 200, she is the only one who has a problem with the deputy? Then your daughter must be a product from heaven or some planet. It is not possible. That is why it is good. Sometimes it's not good to dismiss what the kids say, but consult the teachers. You may hear something that you have never known. Number 10, that is now more generational. Go back home. If you find out that your child is really disturbing you, please go back home. Find out some issues of the family. Some issues of the family are affecting our children's schooling and their behaviors and their settlement in their marriages and relationships. Find out. Even if you don't believe in generational dysfunctions, please find out. Please go home and find out something in the generations behind you, the lineage, where your son is named, to whom your son is named, where your daughter is named, to whom they are named, the characteristics of the girls in the side of your wife, the characteristics of the men in the side of your husband. Please do that. There could be something that may need deliverance. Please do. Number 11. As a Christian, pray for your child. And as you pray, if it is okay, please consult a professional counselor. A professional counselor. Allow me to say this. You don't just take your child to your church. No. And I have said this, not all priests or pastors or oracles, prophets and prophetesses who are trained as counselors, they will do very well in terms of spirituality. Maybe if you want them to pray for your child, maybe for deliverance, they do so many of that. Remember, the school will tell you in some cases, take them to a counselor, and then the counselor will write a letter to us. So that's why we differentiate. There is counseling and there is professional counseling. So find out. Maybe that is what may be needed. Number 12, find out if your child is on drugs. Please find out. It could be the reason of drugs and substance abuse. And on the same, find out if they are on drugs or something that is destabilizing their mind. Number 13, find out who is influencing their thinking. Please find out who their friends are. Find out if your daughter is already in some intimate relationships. We call them illicit relationships. Find out if your son is in some funny kind of groupings. Please find out. Your son may be just so good, but they have friends who have weird ideas and thinking patterns. And finally, do not involve the police. Don't. Even those parents who keep on telling their sons or their daughters, nitakupeleka polisi ukachapwe viboko. No, please. Don't say that my son is not going to school, go to police, the police pick them, take them in, whip them kidogo. No. Don't do that. At the end of the day, we may have a bigger problem than you may think. And I am one person who always says, and I'll keep on saying this because I understand what I'm saying. When it comes to family arena, please, 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 dragging each other to court is not the solution. And I said, I think on the other day, in one of my homilies, that if you drag each other to court, there is one thing that will never be forgotten for as long as family members will live. Something that will never be forgotten, that she took me to court. He took me to court. Alinifanya nifugwe jela. Alinifanya nilale cell. Don't involve the police. Video number 3 is now loading. God bless you.